Just welcome back to Wrestling Rampage. So today we are looking at the predictions and pitches for AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough. So we are first talking about now it's held in 15th April on Everett, Washington. So this is the WrestleMania week actually. Now they are setting up in Vegas. So like sure, a lot of AEW talent would be there in kind of independent events. So there's lots going on in Vegas. So this is kind of they are trying to make a little remark on kind of the WrestleMania week going forward. And actually the collision tapings happening here also, and it will go against WrestleMania. So whatever said and done, so can't we do nothing about on that here. So in the show, yeah, what we are looking at is MJ kind of starting the show as he once did, because kind of calling out Tony maybe a month or two ago. But I think this time again it's kind of more or less the same thing. So this time actually Darby comes to front, and so they would have a bit of a promo and kind of back and forth mostly on that. Kind of like I would say MJF would actually kind of brag on like what he did to Kenny. He kicked out of one in Angel. He like kind of blocked the path for Hangman to be champion. He blocked the path for Kenny to be champion, and you know again like that's kind of the circus freak, that kind of a story that's going on with Darby. Like he can do any kind of let's say kind of death matches or any that kind of thing. It doesn't scare him anymore. There's something like that he can actually work on it. But so in from Darby's defense, he can like mostly go through what we say is like he's like the do or die attitude. Like would MJF would actually go to actually to die on behalf of the championship. That's what we are kind of looking at in the opening segment. Is kind of a talking segment. Then we are switching back to Willow versus Camille, kind of to establish on that part, to that kind of actually Willow wins here. So actually, I think uh, so. It's time. Actually, it's Willow should kind of keep it going and would have a. I think she should have a memorable feud actually to drop the title to someone kind of up and coming. Uh, Camille as in it's most believable as a challenger for anyone. So that in case, so actually Camille attacks Willow, and afterwards we are getting return from Mercedes Monet, and they become friends. She's in the babyface mode right now, mainly. Even with the audience, she can actually do a little babyface run, kind of leading into Allin, and after Allin, and by winning the championship, after winning the championship, she can turn heel and make it going. So then we are gonna have Moxley's going to have a promo. So that's like Mercedes returning would be one of the talking points. The main talking points would be down in the card. So we have a Moxley promo that we have suggested on to kind of. So I think EW need better follow-ups on their pay-per-view, because the last Dynamite follow-up wasn't that impactful. They could have done more based on what they have done in the pay-per-view. So Moxley needs a promo to so actually one the thing, so he can actually make a promo to like warn Emil Osprey have to stay away, and again the same kind of message that you can't beat me, you just have to stay away, some kind of like that. So we are getting FTR versus Top Flight. So FTR wins, so it's kind of a showcase squash match kind of thing, because to like keep FTR going strong, like we have to solidify they are the best team. No one can beat them. They just had a match and they are having another match. They are just keep on winning. So that's the main story that we are going through. So now Darby meets Nick Wayne backstage. Nick Wayne is like Buddy Wayne's son, so we can establish a little bit kind of a nostalgia, like kind of a Easter egg on that area. So on that also, so it's kind of like to build up kind of Darby, and it's his history on that part actually. So we can get actually. So now Don Callis family. So yes, to continue, so now we have the Darby. Sorry, Don Callis kind of having an argument with Andrade over the MJF, kind of blaming him because they actually failed to stop Darby. Now MJF to face Darby. So that kind of a story unfolds there. So kind of I would say like Okada would step in kind of to say like he's willing to fight Darby if needed. So I think so in here what we are looking at is the projection to actually Darby winning in in this event actually in his hometown. So kind of we need hometown wins around here. So so then Darby would win, so the Okada would be the first challenger. So kind of a new perspective in terms of challenges and all. Okada is anyway in the prime position to challenge for a world title. It's like there's no any kind of doubt about it. Yes, now we get Swerve Strickland in action against somebody. He's a hometown. Yes, he's the hometown superstar. So he can have a match with someone with like a big like a big physical presence. Kind of dominating. Again, kind of solidifying his the dangerous man status. But he's in his hometown. He's kind of actually would be the face here. So that would be kind of just to keep him in here. So you get Jericho interview segments. So I would say the dogs would intervene. David Finley would be like just like Ricochet. You're the past. You should go away. Blah 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 blah. And it's that kind of story. So then yes, so now it's Jericho. Can bring up his father, brother, whatever, that kind of story back there. Again they can set up another match going forward to kind of double or nothing, maybe in the further, maybe in maybe in few weeks. That's how I would say. Now Tekla would do a promo on like like nobody's on a level and whatever it is, kind of like just run a basic match, because actually we can see there's no clear challenger actually on maybe below. Below is the one actually kind of uh, they are. So I think that would be, since we already had a match, so we would say maybe like in the next week we can actually work with Willow and someone for like the number one contendership, something like that. So but in terms of here we would do a promo with Tekla mainly, kind of. Yes, so we have Knight versus Claudio. So Knight wins, and actually in here, so now the Death Riders would get involved, kind of actually at the end. Actually, Osprey comes out to help Knight. So the Speedball comes out to help Knight, and now the Death Riders United Empire, they are having another kind of confrontation here. It's kind of like to build up to let's say for double of nothing, we have to the anarchy in the arena, something like that. That's kind of we are pitching here for this. Yes, also after that, sometimes after, now actually Knight is confronted by Champa. He's coming for the Sylvie. We just keep this like the story going. Actually, Champa can have a match in Collision, actually in the same taping later in the day. So like the Collision card is needs to be much more simpler. We no matter what we can do, we can't go against WrestleMania on TV time. Yes, so now the Darby meets AR Fox backstage. So he's the other trainer that he had. So Buddy Wayne is passed away. We are meeting his son. Then we have a meeting AR Fox. Kind of showcase like Darby is there. Also, I would say we'll do kind of in the middle of the card. We are like doing a promo package for Darby. You know what he has done, what he has ever done, like kind of places he been. Kind of showcase. This is the wrestling school. That usually shows like the city and kind of tell his story, everything. Kind of we do like a video package here also. So like then we have in the MJF versus Darby and. So actually, Derby wins here. So it's like we have a whole lot of celebrations. So no, we are not adding any interferences or anything. So just to let Derby actually soak his in moment, everything and all. Kind of enjoy it by himself mainly. Uh, so that would be would be kind of the talking point. Maybe I don't know if we can get Sting, or if we can get Sting, that's kind of better. If we can need, doesn't need to be, but so this would be kind of like the talking point that AEW can actually use to what you say, kind of create a buzz around WrestleMania week, to like kind of keep people of reminding people of like what AEW is. That's the main part. So thank you for joining in with our review. So we'll be back, let's say kind of like the post show review. We are looking into that. We'll come back and see like how this would pan out, and we'll see if actually Derby actually wins, and also maybe in a maybe some possible turn of events again, MJF would win, but we don't know. So thank you for hanging out. So please like the video, share with your friends, please like and subscribe. So yeah, also let me know who would win actually, with MJF's Derby. We saw these matches would be there, like in the card actually, like who would win against, let's say actually MJF's Derby is mainly like, or with the Camille would win, like when she's coming in hot, and maybe she might be able to win. We don't know, because Tomasio came in and he won. Something like that can also happen. So just let us know your opinions on the comment section, and also please subscribe, and we'll catch you later. Thank you.